Welcome to the Menopause Rebel Table Talk, where we're going to have real conversations around my table here, talking about menopause, midlife, and just feeling like yourself again. But we're going to do it with a rebel style. Hey, I'm Kim Rendon. I am a registered dietitian, but I'm also a midlife woman doing menopause my way. And I'm here to support you because when I went through perimenopause, number one, I didn't know perimenopause was even a thing. And to me, when I started having hot flashes, it was like, oh, I'm in menopause, right? Well, kind of right, but not. I never really had anybody to talk to me about menopause. My mom didn't tell me anything other than her hot flashes weren't that bad. And that's all I knew. And of course, I was in college and out of the house by the time she even hit that stage. So I never got to see what she was dealing with. And I would have never at that point thought about it. I had my kids in midlife. So we went through puberty and perimenopause together, except like I said, I didn't know it was perimenopause. My kids were teenagers when I was going through the perimenopause. They were busy kids. We were in all the sports. We were running year round, practices, games, doing whatever trainings that we needed to do. I was very involved in the sports, the team mom. I was on the athletic booster board. I was on a board at church. I did all that while working a full-time job. And I just felt worn down. Some days I was overwhelmed. I didn't know where we were going some days. I had to keep a calendar, detailed calendar. It was a erasable one on my refrigerator, so I knew where we were supposed to be going every day after work. And how do you make a healthy meal for your family or eat the right foods when I was hardly home? Sometimes it was we stopped at fast food on the way home from a game, or I ate hot dogs and popcorn, drinking a Mountain Dew, sitting in the bleachers because I went straight from work to a game. So I'm here to support you, help you, because we just have not been given a lot of credible information over the years. So I'm here to help get you that information that's going to help support you because we've been told that this is just part of aging. There's nothing wrong with this, and you're just going to have to live with it. And I don't want you to just live with it. I want you to be able to live your best life. I want you to make this the best stage of your life. It's not the beginning of the end, but the beginning of a great new stage in your life. So, here on my channel, we're going to be talking about eating for menopause because as a dietitian, why would I not want to be talking about food? Food is so important in how our body functions, and our body functions so much differently now. Our digestion changes, our health changes, how we gain weight changes and don't lose the weight. All of that's really important in how we're feeding our body and how our body feels when we put the right foods in. I'm going to give you the healthy tips. And remember, what works for me may not work for you. And what works for you may not help her. So we're here to support each other. This is a channel to just come in and support each other. I'm going to throw in some healthy lifestyle because if we're not getting the right sleep, which is so difficult at this point in life, right? If we're dealing with stress, and we deal with stress so much differently at this point, the cortisol is now overtaking estrogen. And so stress lands differently than it did before. If we're not getting the right movement, and movement affects us because what we used to do in our 20s and 30s is not going to be helpful for us in our 40s and 50s and 60s and beyond. So we'll talk about the right kinds of movements you want to be getting. And then let's talk about mindset. Without the right mindset, who is going to want to make sure they're eating the right amount of food or getting the exercise, the movement? I like to call it joyful movement too, because I want you to do what feels good for you, not what you feel like you have to do, like it is an exercise. because to me, exercise is punishment, right? So I'm doing the movement that feels good for me. If we come in with this of this is the just the beginning of the end, it's just not going to be helpful in the way we live our lives. And you know what? I want this to be the best stage in your life. It's not the beginning of the end. We're not going to grow old and sitting in a chair. I look at how my grandparents aged, and I'm not ready to be that. And because I had my boys later in life and they're hitting their mid 20s and there ain't no girl in sight, and I'm not sure when we're going to have grandchildren, I want to be around to be able to run and play with them, not be the grandparent where I went and sat on their lap and said hey to them. I'm going to be the fun grandma, right? Um, so we're going to take off. We're going to do that, give you the tips. I'm here to support you. I want this to be a community of love and support because we're dealing with a lot of BS right now, right? And sometimes our family doesn't understand. I know my husband or my ex husband never understood what I was going through, and he thought I didn't love him because he wanted to do sex at the end of the day when I'd been doing all the running around, right? And it really did put a strain on our marriage. I just needed the support. I needed to know that I was doing okay. So that's what I'm here for, is to tell you you are okay. But let's do this together and get through this. And we're going to do it with a rebel spirit. Like I said, rules are meant to be broken. I like to live my life my way, which is hard sometimes, right? So we're going to be here. We're going to be giving you this information. We're going to be doing the Menopause Rebel Table Talk. I'd love to work with you one-on-one if you're interested in doing that. And I'm here to give you the credible information that is going to help support you. So join me around the table. Let's have some good chats. And if you want to know something, I'm open to suggestions in the comments. Let me know. What did you like to know? What do you want to hear about? What is your troubles? Because I can tell you everything I want to tell you, but I want to make sure I'm giving you the information that you need. So, welcome to the table.